Hytale. If you played Minecraft before, there's a good chance you've heard of this game before. But in case you haven't, Hytale is an upcoming sandbox game by Hypixel Studios. Production began in 2015 by developers from the Minecraft multiplayer server Hypixel, with funding from Riot Games, who later bought the studio in 2020. But Hytale isn't why I'm making this video today. Instead, I want to focus on another very similar game, Tesera. I think I'm saying that right. Tesera is in very early access and only has a web demo currently available. But even for a web demo, the game kind of impressed me. It's not very polished and it lacks quite a bit of crucial features a survival sandbox game should have, but it was still a pretty fun experience, and so today I wanted to take some time to talk about it and give you guys my honest opinion on the game, in its current state and its future. So what exactly can you do in Tesera? Well, it's a pretty simple concept. Just like Minecraft, you want to build a shelter before night falls, or at the very least find a randomly generated settlement. These are just like villages in Minecraft, and sometimes you can even find surviving NPCs too. Most of the settlements I find are usually empty, but you can find plenty of loot and food lying around like raw copper and bread. And if you're lucky, you can even find a better backpack or tool belt. Speaking of backpacks and tool belts, these are something unique to the game, and these can be used to increase the size of your inventory and hotbar respectively. You can craft these ranging from straw tier to leather tier. I haven't gotten extremely far into the game, so to my knowledge there aren't any higher tiers than that, but I'm not really sure if you're able to find any better ones throughout the world. The crafting in this game is a little overcomplicated in my opinion. It feels like a hassle to constantly craft gear and repair kits, and not to mention how unorganized the crafting UI is. I feel like a quick and easy way to fix this would be to add different tabs for crafting, like one for tools, one for armor, and maybe like another one for blocks and so on. If you've played Minecraft on console, then you probably know what I'm talking about. Like I previously mentioned, I haven't gotten very far into the game due to some time restraints on my part, so unfortunately I didn't really get to experience all the game had to offer when it comes to crafting and late game gear. But luckily for me, the team behind Tesera has released a few videos about some interesting things you can find in the game, like the bunker. You can find a bunker randomly throughout the world, and inside you can even find some late game gear too, and even a portal that leads you to another very interesting dimension. But unfortunately this game doesn't really have much variety in the enemy types. I believe there are only 3 right now: the skeleton, this blue ghost thing, and wolves. Aside from that, you can also find different passive creatures throughout the world, including one that looks suspiciously like Eevee from Pokemon. But one thing this game does great in my opinion is the world generation. The scale of the mountains and the big canyon-like formations around the world lead to these absolutely beautiful landscapes. In fact, one thing I had a problem with was finding where I actually wanted to build my shelter, because everywhere I went, I wanted to build there. But eventually, I found this really cool settlement built into these mountains, which is where I finally decided to set up my home. So in conclusion, the game is a fun, free alternative to Minecraft if that's what you're looking for, and it also seems to be very inspired by Hytale, maybe even a little too much, especially graphically. But this seems to be due to the devs of Hytale and the devs of Tesera using the same software for their low poly models. At least that's what the devs said. If the devs are interested in keeping their game distinct and want to stray away from the general consensus that this game is just a Hytale clone, then I highly suggest that they take the time to completely rework the art and the models to their own distinct art style. So that's all the main gameplay for the game. I know I didn't go too much into it because I didn't get that far into it. I just wanted to make a quick review of it. I encountered quite a few bugs and issues while playing, and I just wanted to document them in hopes that developers might find this helpful. First, the field of view changes whenever you press shift even without running. There's also a problem when hitting tab causes the cursor to get stuck outside the game, which can be pretty frustrating when it's constantly happening. Occasionally the sword just simply stops working. I'm not sure why. This might be related to dying. That's what happened for me, but I'm not entirely sure. Another issue is that some dirt spots can't be tilled, so you have to replace them with already tilled blocks, which feels like a workaround. Trees are also way too tall and tedious to break down completely. A tree felling mechanic or smaller trees would be a big improvement. Combat overall feels clunky and inconsistent, which makes fighting less enjoyable. I also ran into a bug where the pickaxe would swing like it's mining, but it wouldn't actually mine anything. I had some visual glitches too, like placing tilled slab next to tilled dirt causes a ugly visual overlap, I guess. And with crafting, I actually had to make the straw tool belt twice to complete the required quest. Additionally, there's also issues with placing slabs or double doors You can't stack a second slab on top of another unless you're targeting the block below, and double doors just don't work at all. You can only place single doors. Beyond the glitches, there are some quality of life problems too. Every time I reload into the world, any settings that I had typed in will reset. I have to go manually change them back, or I have to go to the main menu settings and change them there. I also noticed that underground enemies seem to know my exact location, which I found out through this glitch that I had. I'll show you guys right now. Finally, there's a major issue with getting kicked out of the game about every 25 minutes to an hour, even in offline mode. Not sure why this happens. It might be something web related, it might be something on my end, I'm not entirely sure. Overall, I hope this list helps the dev catch issues they might have not known about. Despite the bugs, I did enjoy the game, and I'm really excited to see how it improves in the future. Anyway, that's about all I had for today's video. I really just wanted to go over the general game, give you guys my honest thoughts about it, because I know there have been a lot of videos and different things coming out about it just being a Hytale clone, which I do agree with. This game just feels like it's supposed to be Hytale, and I know the devs say that they don't want that, but they really haven't done much to stray away from it, so I'm really not sure what's going on there. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and make sure to use code GOLDEN at checkout for your Rogue Energy order. And I'm sorry about the short video, I just wanted to get this one out here. I have another video planned soon. It should be a little bit of a longer video about Vintage Story. If you guys know that game, then you know that that game is absolutely insane, and I cannot wait to cover it. And it's probably gonna be a little while until I get that video out, because there's just so much content in that game. I probably won't be able to cover it all, but I'll do my best. Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.